I tell you, I'm in a great mood. You know, as a baseball man, if your club wins the day before, or you're ready to go the next day. If you lost, well, you suffered through it. You're ready to go, but not the same manner. So if you haven't heard, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I'm working for them now, beat Milwaukee last night. Aaron Hale, our second baseman, hit for the cycle. It was the second time his cycle in 11 days, and I understand that I heard that somebody said it's never happened that soon for a player to hit 2 cycles within 11 days in baseball history. So we're still making baseball history. Right up the alley of this group, right? And Paul Mosbeth, our first baseman, had 4 for 4. So I'm in a great mood today.
I'd like you to talk about the Diamondbacks. How good are the 2012 Arizona Diamondbacks? Could they win the pennant?
Well, our general manager, Kevin Towers, guaranteed that we're going to be in postseason. And ever since he said that, we've been playing better and better and better. Kirk Gibson did an incredible job last year with the club. We have a great staff. Don Bailey, the hitting coach. Alan Trammell, the bench coach. Glenn Sherlock's been with the Diamondbacks as a coach. He's our bullpen coach. Eric Young and Matt Williams. So it's a great, dedicated group, and they work so beautifully together. And it's a great blend between the front office, Kevin Towers, outstanding baseball man, Derek Hall, our president and executive president and CEO. I happen to have the fanciest title I've ever had, special assistant to the president and CEO. You know what that means? I can attend the SABR convention. I don't have to be worried about the I can get ceremonial.
Let's go back to managers for a moment. Major League history is filled with colorful managers, with the possible exception of Ozzie Guillen. There really aren't a lot now. What do you think of Ozzie? Should there be more Ozzie Guillens in baseball?
Well, Ozzie sometimes will talk more than he should, but I traded for him. I put on, I had told our scouts, find us the best shortstop in AAA, and Jerry Krause, well, Wayne Schaefer. See, I mentioned scouts' names because I realized their reports. Wayne Schaefer had seen Ozzie in Class A in California League the year before and turned in a fine report on it. And then the next year, had our scouts going around to find the best shortstop. And Jerry Krause, a veteran scout, a good basketball scout as well, helped put the bows together. So he's got more rings than anybody. I'm showing off my 2 rings. He's got 7 of them. Thank you, Michael Jordan. But anyway, he kept saying, that little guy can really play. I mean, he put a different adjective in there. But anyway, and Jerry, to convince you, he'll repeat himself on and on again. That little guy can play. That little guy can play. He's the first one on the field taking extra ground balls. He's like the captain of the team. He was 20 years old. He says, he seems to run the club. He's always the pitcher. But later on, when we traded for him, Tom Seaver was on our staff, and Ozzie would go talk to him and say, what the heck do you know about pitching? Get your ass off there. and he kept saying that he wanted to catch the last ball or to make the last put out for Seaver when he would win his 300 game. Well, when Seaver won his 300 game, the last out, it was Don Baylor hit a fly ball, and I was kind of, ooh, stay in the park, stay in the park. And Ozzie's running out there, the running track, but Reed Nichols called him off the ball. And, Reed Nichols says he was never so nervous on the fly ball as that one. And so Seaver won his 300 game in the White Sox uniform. But when we first got Ozzie, and I had never seen him, and the scouts put him down, I think, at 155 pounds. I think it was closer to 140. But they figured if he weighed 140, I wouldn't want to trade for him because the guy would look like me. But anyway, Ozzie arrives on the scene Paint Park in Sarasota, and they said, Ozzie Guillen has arrived. So I go down to greet him, and he's sitting at the trainer's table. Herman Schneider, great trainer. He got the shirt off, he's got his baseball pants on. I said, oh my gosh, I did feel that he was built like me. So after I greeted him, I went back to the office and I contemplated. I said, I'm really worried about this trade. I think we traded for a jockey. So when Ozzie made the 100th century team of the White Sox, we had some great shortstops, Louis Aparicio, Lou Kaplan, among 100 top White Sox. I told that story, and he hadn't heard about it. He just about fell off the chair laughing. But I think he did weigh closer to 140 to 155.
As a young general manager, you traded for Dick Allen.
Yeah, that's one of my best trades. Fortunately, I had Chuck Tanner as the manager. Chuck Tanner and I were hired together. People realized that if I became a general manager, Chuck would manage in the farm system of the Angels for 8 years at each level, A, AA, AAA. And I thought he should have been the manager of the Angels when Bill Wrigley wasn't retained, and then they hired Lefty Phillips. Dick Laurila had come from the Dodgers, and Chuck was managing AAA and done a fabulous job. But they picked Lefty Phillips. So then, at the end of that season, when I became general manager of the White Sox, well, Glenn Miller, the farm director of the White Sox, had recommended me to the owner, John Allen, and Stu Holcomb, the executive vice president. So I had to go to Tucson to be interviewed, or Phoenix rather, by Stu Holcomb. And it didn't take long. They had made up their mind that they would hire me, but then Chuck was a cinch to be the manager. But I didn't know they'd flown Chuck Tanner in, and they opened the closet door, and Chuck Tanner stepped out. So then we were delayed in reporting for the press conference, and we were announced, but Chuck was tied up in the Pacific Coast League playoffs against Tom Lasorda and the Dodger team. So then I said, we should have a surprise for the press conference, because we're old news anyway. And we hired Johnny Sain, who had been a roving pitching coach in the Angels organization, one of the finest pitching coaches in the history of the game, and he had been a great pitcher in his own right. So when we flew in, I said, I'm going to change your name to Sam Johnson. So you're Bob Johnson's father, so nobody would find out that Johnny Sain's on the flight. I guess we could get away with it in those days. Anyway, when we arrived, opened the curtain, I said, we have an announcement to make. Our pitching coach is Johnny Sain, so that was very well received. And that was a basketball move on my part. I'll tell you more as we go along. Not credit to me, but credit to